Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 6, You Dropped a Bomb on Me. Now, before I begin, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already joined the family. What are you waiting for? Subscribe. Leave your comments because I love reading your comments and I answer every single one of them. And if you're interested, we have a membership that's also available in the description box below. So let's get started. So the honeymoons continue and they start with some quick scenes like they always do. The next morning, the couple's waking up and we start with Dominique and McKinley. So they get to talking and there's something, just a disconnect between the two. Dominyque is rating Mackenzie on his attraction. She's rating him on different things like maybe compatibility. She starts off giving him a 6.5. She says not just when they're talking during the quick confessional, but also during the whole entire scene or episode that, she doesn't really like that he's joking. She's been saying that since they first got on a honeymoon. She can't tell if he's, being serious or if he's being just jokey, but I just think really it's his personality and they may not necessarily mesh. I mean, she's 25, he's a little older in his 30s, so maybe she doesn't get exactly where he's coming from. One thing Dominique also says in her confessional is that she talks to her mom every single day. So we actually see Dominique FaceTiming her mom and she's telling her mom the things that she's not getting along with McKinley and everything like that. I'm thinking, you can't wait just till you come back. You can't enjoy your honeymoon. You can't send a quick text. You literally have to FaceTime, but that's the relationship they have. Moving on. So next is Gina and Clint. So they're having drinks at the pool. They're having small talk. And the thing about Gina, small talk while Clint is trying to get to know her better. And I noticed this last week too. Gina is just going on and on about her business. And there's nothing wrong with having your own business. She's an entrepreneur. That's great. That's wonderful. But that's all you could think about and talk about during the honeymoon, trying to get to know your match. Gina, are you really on the show to be married at first sight, or are you on the show to promote your business? That's how it's coming across. Not just from me. I actually heard Clint say this later on in the episode as well. So next couple. Next up is Airris and Jasmine. So they're out having couples massages, and honestly, I'm not seeing too much of a spark. In confessional, Airris is saying how he's never been in love before. He's 39. He's hoping that this experience will change him. And he seemed like he's being open-minded. But as the episode goes along, we see him talk about feeling awkward. And I'll get to that a little bit later. Jasmine says, as she's actually giving him a massage, she's saying how, they haven't had a lot of time or a lot of touch other than cuddling. Airris is responding to what she's saying, and Jasmine is not sure if he's being sarcastic. Well, I think Airris comes across sarcastic just in his tone and just the way he presents things anyways, but Jasmine's picking up on that too. But in confessional, Jasmine's saying that it's alarming for her because yesterday on the first day of the honeymoon, since Airris talked about, what's her favorite position and things like that, that maybe he's just only focused and concentrated on sex. You think? Next up is Nicole and Chris. So they're enjoying their day. They're building their emotional connection. But one thing that they do talk about, though, is having sex too soon. Chris was saying how he didn't want to have sex too soon because in his previous relationships, when he had sex, it didn't lead to anything lasting and just seemed like really they were going through the motions. So he wants to continue to build what he has with Nicole and just go day to day. And so Nicole said the same thing, but Nicole has got to give her whole paper, her whole statement she wrote out as to why and what for. But Nicole says that in her previous relationships, even though she was someone that she used to be with, she had good sex with them, I guess she felt like she too was going through the motions, that even though they were having the sex, but their relationship kind of, didn't prosper because maybe it was just something that she felt like she was supposed to do. So, I mean, leave it to Nicole. She's got a story for every situation. So Chris and Nicole decided that, they're agreed that they're going to stay on the path of building up emotional connection. And for now, they're on a good medium, and that's just what it is. So the next day, all the couples come together to talk to see how things are going. Shaquille starts with a conversation about him having to go to Mississippi and how Kirsten was like mad at him, but she understood the reasons why. And the group was kind of joking like, well, we didn't have a good time without you. We were waiting on you. I'm thinking, I guess, were you really waiting? But I get it. They're trying to make them feel like, they were wanted. And then Dominyque asks, has anyone had any disagreements? Clint says things have gone smooth for right now. Chris says that he finds Nicole hard to handle sometimes, but they're working on it. Dominyque says she's trying to understand Chris's sense of humor and what's going on, what's happening between the conversations that they're trying to have. Nicole says she's learning that Chris is calming and compliments her wild nature, so she likes that. Then Airris goes on to tell the group how he's never been in love before, and he's excited to be someone's first love. Clint then asks, so you trying to say that you haven't blown nobody's back out yet? And the look that Airris gives, like, man, I can't believe you just said that. And then production shows at the bachelor party where the talk of blowing somebody's back out on the honeymoon comes up. So, I mean, he wasn't really wrong, but maybe he could have said that Clint should have said that the Airris like at the guys' day, not with all the couples. So then conversations turn to, has anyone seen each other naked? Airris speaks up and says he's trying to take a different approach. Jasmine's face was like, what? And then in confessional again, Jasmine said that she's confused about Airris' conversations because, again, the night before, he was talking about your sexual positions, like I mentioned. Your favorite color determines your sexual position. So she's kind of confused as to why Airris would say the things he's saying in the group setting versus to her. Kirsten says that physical attraction grows, and in time, she's hoping more will grow with Shaquille, but she likes the fact that they have communication in their relationship. Gina says she's been in a relationship a few times where there was an initial attraction and physical attraction happened to grow later on as she continued to get to know the person. And I'm thinking, okay, Gina, so you put your 2 cents in, but you're not giving a chance to Clint right now. And then she said that her and Clint has actually kissed a few times. Clint talked about the type of girl he's dated before in the past. He said the women he's attracted to are slender, they're beautiful, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And he also mentioned that, oh, by the way, Gina said that she don't like redheads. Now in confessionals, Dominyque said, what is his problem? Like, all the women in this room are curvy. Like, what is he thinking? And even the couples, they gave him the look like, what? Like, really? He said that out loud? Yes, he really did say it out loud. Now, you know what? Not in defense of Clint, but honestly, Gina knew exactly what Clint was talking about as far as being attracted to redheads and the things he was saying. So I think that maybe Gina, and we're going to see this later on as the episode progresses, maybe she can dish it and not take it because she gave her scenario what she likes. And so when Clint did, even though it wasn't, one-on-one, it was in a group setting, I mean, was he wrong? Tell me what y'all think in the comments. Now, after the meetup, the couples decide to go horseback riding, and Gina says she's trying to keep an open mind. She can't get past Clint saying he likes slender women, that he's more attracted to, and the ladies aren't checking for Clint at all. In separate confessionals, the ladies, all of them are looking at Clint like he's a jerk. The person in the confessionals giving the most smoke for Clint was Nicole. She said Clint was more like, does he realize that all the women here have natural bodies? So, I don't know what he's thinking. So as the couples are horseback riding, Dominique was paying attention to McKinley. Now, McKinley said that he has ridden horses before, just saying all the different adventures that he's done. Now, that's the thing about Dominique. She likes to fish. She likes to be outdoorsy. She likes to be, do things that's considered a tomboy kind of thing, I guess. So she was trying to see if Mac would really be here for the horseback and just the adventures of the day. Well, that didn't happen. Dominique thought that McKinley wasn't being adventurous and just the conversation they were having. I just think it was just another disconnect between the two. Now, later in the evening, Airris and Jasmine are talking about the good time they had horseback riding, and then they got to talk about the couples and what they thought about, what couples had to say in the group meeting. Airris was saying how basically he felt like Gina and Clint called each other ugly, and kind of they did. And he was also saying like how he couldn't believe that Nicole honestly thought that she was going to have sex on the first night and get her back blown out. In confessional, Airris says that he feels a friend vibe with Jasmine, maybe because he is hypersexual, that could be it, but he's willing to take a little bit of time to find out if they can come together. Now, when we move to Clint and Gina, Clint talks about he's happy to see everybody in a good place, and he said that him and Gina have a hill to climb. In confessional, Gina is going on and on about the comments that Clint has made, and she really don't have any words for him right now. Clint says as long as they both continue to be real and keep things on Front Street, things ought to be great. But Gina is not trying to hear that. I really believe things went in one ear and out the other because she just can't wrap her hand around she's not slender and she's not attractive. So when we see Kirsten and Shaquille again, they're out learning new dances. Shaquille says that one thing that him and Kirsten talk about was dancing and to incorporate more of dance in their marriage and their relationships. They seem like they're connecting. I mean, this is in Kirsten's wheelhouse, right? Isn't she the cheerleader, or is that Jasmine? I think I'm confused about it right now. But either way, she seems like she's having a good time, and the day seemed like it was going okay. In confessional, Kirsten says that Shaq has a huge personality, and even though she wasn't attracted to him at first, she's enjoyed spending time with him and matching his energy while dancing. And then Nicole and Chris. Now, if any couple is building and growing and trying to learn, for now, it seemed like it's them. They're learning about each other, what they like, their pet peeves, just their daily routine, what they do and what they don't do. Now, one thing I picked up from this scene is that Chris called himself lazy, and that, well, he's lazy and he has the potential to be even lazier when he comes home from work. What he said is that he only washes his clothes once a month, and even though the dogs sleep in the bed with him, like he's not washing the sheets or nothing like that. I mean, he said he knows it could be a problem. And Nicole said, yeah, I'll be taking care of that for you because listen, I do wash my clothes like twice a week. And you know what, Chris? I mean, by now your clothes could probably like stand up by themselves by all the gunk, grime, dirt, must, and no telling what else is in there. And you know what? When the couples go see each other's houses, because they normally do, when Nicole goes to Chris's house, I mean, I don't know if Febreze will be enough. I'm just saying. Now later in the episode, we have the ladies and the men this time meet up with each other separately. So with the ladies and the men, Nicole and Chris are saying the same thing about how they're nervous about living with each other, how they never lived with anyone before, so they're not sure how things will go because of that, and there's going to be dogs involved and just the interaction and the unknown. Dominyque says that Mackenzie's sense of humor isn't attractive. Kirsten says it's the same thing for her when it comes to Shaquille. She says that sometimes she's got to give him the look like, that's not funny, or like, what are you doing? Jasmine says she's hoping for sexual chemistry with Airris. She's hoping that it'll grow and they'll come to a place where they can be more comfortable. Well, really, she will be more comfortable because, I mean, with Airris keep saying he's hypersexual, Jasmine is feeling that pressure. So I think it's just the pressure of maybe just being in an intimate setting or just being intimate in general, if you know what I mean. Jasmine also says, again, that she's nervous about him being 39 and never being in love. And she's worried since now she's his wife, will he be in love with her? Then Dom chimes in and says, you know what? She's not worried about sex. She's got plenty of toys for her. No need to worry about. So, she needs to, get some information on him. Hey, let her know. And then the ladies turn the conversation to Gina. Gina says, you know what? To make things clear, my waist is a 26. Gina, listen, the ladies don't care how small your waist is. The only person that seems to care about that is Clint. I mean, he said he wanted someone slender. And if that's how you can lead off the conversation, you don't have to rethink what you look like. Girl, do you? But anyway, anyways, Gina says she's also athletic, and she said that she woke up fuming and said that she's in the business of empowering women with her salon and just her outreach that she does. She don't understand why Clint came at her like this. Nicole was trying to encourage her to stay the course, and it's still new. Things might be rocky, but don't just jump ship. So we'll have to see. So with the men, Clint said he's looking forward to seeing how everything is. Again, Chris talked about Nicole and him not living with someone and moving in together for the first time. McKinley says that Dominique says he's been complaining about everything. He says his intentions is to make jokes. He says that he feels like his intent of him being stupid is funny to him. So I guess he's like self-serving himself, I guess, in a way. Then Clint chimes in about his past relationships and says, you know what? You have to continue to be who you are and know who you are, and then you'll know if you're compatible. And then Clint mentions what he was saying about Gina. He said it's not necessarily about the physical part, but he is used to dating someone that's more slender. Clint says all Gina can talk about is the hair salon, the hair salon, the hair salon. He's really questioning if Gina is here promoting business. McKinley says he knows how it feels to have a business, so maybe Gina really is putting her mind on the business because he knows the time it takes to build that business and everything like that. And then a few guys tell Clint that he's crazy. Like, why would you say that about Gina? Because they feel like she's real attractive, so they don't even know what he's thinking. And so then Shaquille talks about Kirsten. He says that Kirsten feels like every time that they talk, she feels like he's giving a speech to her, like, maybe like he's giving a speech like he's Martin Luther King. He doesn't feel like Kirsten is being vulnerable or opening up at all. Airris says he knows that Jasmine is attractive, but to him, he gives Jasmine like a 4 out of 5. He said he knows she's a pageant girl and everything, but that's not what he's into. That's not the type of woman he likes. He's into women who look like maybe a Serena Williams or the rapper Megan Thee Stallion. He wants somebody with a booty. And Jasmine is flat and he don't like that. Oop, did I just rhyme? Okay, sign me up. So after the meetings, it's a quick scene. We see McKinley apologize to Dominique about his attitude. He says that he will work on it. He knows that, things aren't really going the best right now, but, if she gives him a chance, that they can try to work on things and he'll be better. And Dominique accepted his apologies. So when we see Kirsten and Shaquille again, Kirsten was saying Shaquille that the ladies were uplifting Gina when they all came together. She asked Shaq what did he think about the situation. He said to Kirsten, like, do you think what Clint said was wrong? Like, do you really think it was wrong coming from a bad place? And then Kirsten says, well, no, I don't think he was wrong, but the way he said it was wrong. And then Shaq said, even Airris thinks that Jasmine isn't attractive. Now that right there, I was like, wow, he's really spilling the tea. And then Kirsten said, oh, he doesn't think she's attractive because yesterday Airris was saying how beautiful she was and, going on and on about her. But Shaq said, no, I'm just telling you what he said. He said she was not attractive. And so the conversation turned to if Kirsten thought Shaquille was attractive, because he reminded her that in the very beginning, you didn't think I was attractive when you met me, and you didn't like different little things. And then Kirsten says, you know what? She was trying to give her reasons as to why she wasn't attractive. She goes, again, attraction builds and with time. And so Kirsten to me did a lot of backpedaling, and Shaquille is starting to notice the fact that he's in the friend zone, talking to her. Since she feels like it's a speech, Shaquille feels like he's opening up and being vulnerable versus Kirsten. And so when he's trying to tell her about it, Kirsten said, you know what? Feel the way you want to feel, honey. I mean, pretty much do you. So Shaquille was telling her, I know you have your guard up, and just really trying to tell her, like, I'm trying to be here for you. I'm trying to be here for the experience. Well, this couple, I just say friend zone, friend zone, friend zone. So when we have Airris and Jasmine, they're hanging out. Airris says the guys' time together was therapeutic. Jasmine said that she talked to ladies about him not being in love. Airris says it's going to be a challenge about not being in love, but he's ready to be someone's first love. Again, they talk about being vulnerable together and the awkward moments that they were having. I think there's a lot of mixed signals with Airris and Jasmine. I'm not sure if they will solve what they can solve right now. I don't know. Again, to me, it screams friend zone. So finally, we have Gina and Clint. Now, when they meet up, Gina tells Clint that she's been quiet. Has he noticed? She said that she needed time to process what was going on. She tells Clint again she was offended by the comment. She said that all the ladies were offended by the comments, like, did you read the room? Clint is trying to tell her, listen, what you got from that isn't what I was saying. He said in the past, this is what I was used to dating. Now, when he called out Gina on her saying, do you think it's offensive to say, you know, because you're a ginger and this and that to me, like that was okay? And Gina's excuse was, I work with redheads and gingers, and no, I never thought it was offensive. So, and I'm thinking, what are you doing their hair in the salon business have to do with you? What you said, what you're attracted to, what you're not attracted to. But then Gina said one of her ex-boyfriends was full red beard, red hair. So like pretty much what is Clint talking about? But all that went out the window. Clint was still trying to be even killed, trying to apologize, saying, you know, I didn't mean to make you feel this way, even though it didn't seem like you were trying to make me feel any better by being offensive by this. To me, it's a wash. It's the same exact thing. So in a way, is it a part of, is it for Gina? You can dish it, but can't take it. So Gina says to Clint, I think it's best that we spend the entire rest of the honeymoon apart, and I can't do this anymore. And Clint tells her, well, hey, if this is your way of adulting, that's really sad. It's really, really sad. Clint also said he doesn't know if there's going to be any redemption to the relationship. So, woo, yeah. So I see a few couples in the friend zone. I'm not sure right now who may make it other than Nicole and Chris for the meantime. So, all right, everyone, that was the end of the episode. Tell me what you think. Tell me who you think may make it, may not. Who's in the friend zone? Was Clint wrong? Was Gina wrong? Let me know. All right, everyone. Until next time, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, join the family, leave your comments. And until next time, live simply, be grateful.